I'm Shay with Beauty Along at beautyalong.com, and today I am sharing some tutorials on how I do my hair and makeup for tribal belly dance. I'm a belly dancer, performer, and instructor by trade, and us belly dancers are always looking for different ways and tips and tricks to do our makeup and hair. So you can see that I've already done the hair portion, and if you want to check that part out, I'm going to put the link over here. Go check that out. And if you want to move on with the makeup, that's what we are here for. So one of my first tips for doing makeup for stage is I always try and do my hair as much as is possible first. The reason why, if I do my makeup first with just kind of my street hair, my everyday hair, I usually don't put on the makeup heavy enough. It just looks so garish and you kind of shy away from getting really dramatic in your makeup. But if you do your hair first, then you tend to bring your makeup up to the level of your hair. So whenever possible, do your hair first, then do your makeup. I already did my foundation routine here. So I'm gonna start with some basic contouring that I do for every show. So I start with my dark, my contour. This is Los Cabos Sephora. It's a matte, like a dark brown bronzer. I put it on my contour brush. And I'm gonna start here in the hollows of my cheeks. So right underneath my cheekbone. A cheekbone I can feel with my finger right here and underneath there. So you see I'm starting to define the cheekbone there and kind of bring in a sense of a hollow in the cheek. So too here up at the temples. And I bring it down the side of my face like in a big C here. What this is going to do is it's going to bring focus to the center of my face, making my face seem lighter and thinner as well. Do that on both sides here. Blend really well into your hairline and your ears. We're going to do a little more blending in a minute. And then I'm also going to do right under my chin line. I have, you know, pretty decent double chin action down here. And I'm trying to define my jawline a little better. And with this one, I'm going to keep the upper edge pretty unblended so it's sharper along this line here. But I'm going to blend down into my neck so I don't have like this orange line under my chin. And then I take, this is my brush that I used to apply and spread my foundation. It's a great way to just kind of blend out. Again, I'm going to leave this upper edge a little sharper, but blend out the lower edge. And blend all this guy up here. And into the hairline, down the neck. Also, I like to define my nose a little bit and this curve of my eye. I'm just going to take I have a little domed fluffy brush here. Pick up a little on the tip there. And I just go along the sides of my nose here and right into the curve here where my nose meets my eye. And don't worry, at first this is going to look a little strange, but once you start getting the whole look put together, it will look appropriate in context. And remember, you can always blend, blend, blend more. So now you want to bring forward the parts that you want to bring forward. And I do this, also Sephora, this is their Smoothing and Brightening Concealer. And this is in light, which is almost like a rosy pink color. It makes a fantastic highlighter. So I'm going to start, if you imagine there's a little triangle that goes from the center of your eye down to the tip of your cheekbone, and then out just in the curve, like under your eye here. I'm going to just dab a little bit of this guy in here. So this acts as a concealer for any under eye circles and will also highlight your cheekbone and your eyes. We'll start with that. And I have this little foundation brush. It's a Real Technique pointed foundation brush. It's a great size for this, working under the eyes. And I'm just kind of feathering it out. Going right up to my lash line and out along my brow bone. So hopefully you're starting to see some of the contouring that's going on here, bringing lightness here. There's a couple other areas that I'm going to pay attention to. So the center of my forehead here, just like a loose little cross. down the bridge of my nose, and then again along the top of my jawline now, so then my chin, like so. And again, I'm just gonna use the same brush and feather it all out. So you can see we've got the hollow of the cheek here, the highlighting under the eye, down the center of the face, and it helps to just kind of narrow the face a little bit and bring your best features forward. And at this point, I start putting on blush. But I'll say this, once I get my eye makeup on and my lipstick, I invariably am going to add more. But I like to bring some color into my cheeks right now to help kind of balance out all the color that I just took away. Alright, so I have a Real Techniques, they call this a contour brush. I like how small it is. It really helps me control the placement of my blush so I don't get like giant swaths of pink. I'm using City Color Be Matte Blush. I got this in my Ipsy a couple months ago, and it has quickly become one of my favorites. And I'm just going to put that on my cheekbone. And a little bit 80s style, I bring it up here. Tends to be good for stage to draw that color back up the cheekbone a little bit. I do like the matte of this for everyday wear, but for stage I like to have a little shimmer, so I'm gonna put over the top of it the Natural High from Bare Minerals. This was a special edition last summer. And I just put a little bit of that over the top. It adds a little reflectivity without being too shimmery. So speaking of sparkle, I also love my Benefit High Beam for stage and for photography to get that glow right along the top of your cheekbone. So roughly where I did my highlighting, right at the top of my brow bone here under my eye socket. Just putting a few dollops on there. And I have my Real Techniques Expert Face Brush, and I just blend it in. It's just this dense dome brush. Alright, we're ready for eyes. So I am a sucker for dramatic color, but since I'm doing a photo shoot today that I want to stand the test of time, I'm gonna tone it down a little. And I'll be drawing pretty much exclusively from my Naked palette. I may throw one other color in there off book, if you will, but most of it's gonna come out of this guy right here. So I am going to start with my Urban Decay Primer Potion. This is in Sin. I really love the warm goldy color of this primer potion. I'm going to put it all over my lid, all the way up to my brow bone, and also the inner corner of my eye, and a little bit underneath. I am going to take my Real Techniques Expert Crease Brush. Apparently we're all experts at everything when we're using Real Techniques Expert Crease Brush. And I'm gonna start by picking up Naked. It's just a matte, slightly, you know, darker than skin tone for me color. And I'm gonna lay down my transition color right away. So this is gonna take away some of the shine from my, the hood of my eye, which I want to have recede just a little bit. I don't want it to be shiny and come forward too much. And then I'm going to take, let me guess, it's an Expert something. Ha, no. Real Techniques Base Shadow Brush. And I'm going to take Buck, which is a slightly darker version of that. And put that right in the crease here to darken it up. And just here on the outer V a little bit of the eye. So one of my off-book dealy bobs I'm going to do here is I have my NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil in Pure Gold. And I'm going to put that over 2/3 of my lid. So center all the way, or center of my eye all the way into the inner corner of my eye. So So leaving this outer corner a little darker, and we're gonna make it darker still in a little while. But this is nice and tacky so that I can pack on some nice dense color in a little bit. All right, taking my flat shader brush, this guy right here, and I am going to pick up, I'm gonna start with Virgin, which is this shimmery, peachy white color, and I'm gonna put that right on the inner third of my eye and on the inner corner of my eye. And then, just quick wipe off, I'm gonna pick up Half Baked, everybody's favorite color from the Naked palette, and I'm gonna pack that on, so I'm tapping it, pressing it in there over the center of the eye. And just gently blending it toward the Virgin. It sounded weird, blending it toward the Virgin. Alright, now I want to drama up this crease and kind of bring some color up. So I'm going to start, I'm going to use, this is my MAC 224, my little fluffy brush you saw earlier. And I'm going to pick up Dark Horse, which is this darker color right here. Just on the tip of the brush, the tip of the dome, go right into the crease here and just sweep back and forth. And the brush does the work for me. It blends it out beautifully. Bring it down towards the corner of the eye. And again, I can do more blending as I go along. This is just darkening the very middle of the crease and blending into Naked and Buck that I had here earlier. Okay, so you remember I said that I wanted to add a little bit of color to this look. A recent Ipsy reward I got here is from Be a Bombshell Cosmetics, called Bora Bora. It's this cute quad. It's like they let me pick it out. This is totally what I would have chosen for myself. But I'm gonna pick up this orange color right down here. Again, just on the very tip of my dome brush. And I'm gonna put that over and blend upward from Dark Horse. Just to add a little orange in there. I do love orange. Alright, so I've blended in some orange on that. And then I'm gonna finish that with a little bit of Virgin up around the brow bone here, right under my eyebrows. So about now is when my brows start to look ridiculous to me, so I'm gonna do my brows next. I use MAC Brown Script. This little brow brush here. Just bring some color in there. My natural hair color is kind of an ashy, blondish, brownish. It doesn't have a color, basically. Let's do liner. So for stage performances, pretty much 100% of the time I use a black gel liner. Today, since I'm doing photography and I'm closer up, I think I want to do a little bit softer, so I'm going to use a brown instead. This is my Inglot AMC gel liner in color 90. And I have my MAC 266 angled liner brush. And I am going to tightline right into my lashes here. I start by just stamping, and then I gently brush through. I'm gonna thicken the line a little bit in a couple places here. So for a cold effect, I'm putting some liner right on my waterline, my lower waterline here. And the Inglot AMC gel liner works really well for this for me. It doesn't wash off. Once it's in place, it's like locked in place. So then to smoke out this bottom a little bit so that it's not quite so just a straight line there, I'm gonna take Smog, which is kind of the second darkest next to Dark Horse. It's a little bit shimmery. Pick it up on my pencil brush, and I'm just gonna blend it right into my lash line. And it just softens that lower line. You can see it kind of drives it home. Alrighty, next is lashes, the dreaded lashes. I am gonna give you a tip today. Highly unofficial. Don't go running off and telling your eye doctor that I told you to do this, because I don't think they will be very happy that I told you to do it this way. I'm using my Ardell 109s, which are some of my favorite, dramatic without looking super fake. And instead of putting the lash glue on the lashes, I'm going to put them on moi. Again, this is not an authorized use, but it ensures that I don't get glue anywhere that I didn't mean to. And I don't get lashes anywhere that I don't mean to. So I'm just gonna take, this is an angled liner brush that I dedicate purely to this purpose. It's just an e.l.f. brush. It was probably a buck at Target, but it's an angled brush. And I'm gonna put this right along my lash line. If you have hooded lids, like I do, you don't wanna open your eyes too much or you're gonna get glue on the hood of your eye. So look down or keep your eye closed for a little bit to let it rest, and then put it on. Ta-da! All right, once you've got your lashes applied, I use my curler, my lash curler, to kind of bring my lashes together with the fake lashes, and I use a really gentle touch so that I don't crimp. You don't want to jam down on the lashes. And then not everybody does this, but I do. I put mascara in to help connect my lashes together, especially if you have really light lashes like I do. It'll darken, thicken, and connect everything. So the next step after my lashes is my lips, and I'm going to use a lip primer. I use a Mary Kay lip primer here. And here's two tricks that I have for really precise, strongly colored lips for stage or otherwise. So I start off by reverse lining my lips. I do this with the NYX Wonder Pencil. This is this, it's just like a really light, not even skin tone, it's practically white pencil. And I'm gonna line the outside of my lips. So not my lips themselves, but outside the line, all the way around. You can see that I used this with some red last time. I got some red on my lip trying to outline it. That's okay, we're gonna put red there in a minute, so it doesn't matter. And I'm just gonna use, my ring finger, and I'm just gonna dab around the outside, blending in towards my lips. Then I'm going to take a really strongly colored lip pencil, in this case my MAC Cherry lip liner, and actually line my lips, so line the outer edge of my lips. And I'm going to fill my lips with that same pencil. I'm going to fill everything except for the inner portion of my lips. I'm going to leave that bare. Right, so you can see that inner portion of my lips is uncovered. And then because I like to fill that area, because lip pencil lasts really well, this you can see here as well, I've used this one before. You can see the red around the edge. I'm going to use this kind of nude color. This is Rimmel number 49 natural, and I'm gonna fill in the center here with that, just for longevity. Okay, so I have a nude center and a bright red outer. And now I have two lip colors that mirror the same thing. I'm using NYX matte lipstick. This one is in whipped cream, and this one is in Alabama. So whipped cream is the natural colored one, and I'm gonna put that one on the inner portion of my lips. I just have this little Sephora lip brush that helps me get more control over where I place my lipstick for this. So just pull that up, pull some off here, and fill in the center. Okay. And keep those handy because we're going to do a second dose here. Let's start by putting the Alabama on the red parts. And we're just going to gently blend and feather the edges as we go in towards the natural. You can see how that gives it just a natural looking fullness to the lips, and you can go even more dramatic for stage than this. So I'm gonna dab and repeat. And dab. Then I have pretty precise and full bold colored lip for stage. So another trick that I like to use to make your lips even fuller and more dramatic is the use of a gold loose powder, or you can even use a white loose powder if you like. Let's see here, I have my Ultra Pearl Manias. I think it's called True Gold. The label is off of it, so I think it's called True Gold, this guy. So I have a little accent brush. Where are you? Right here. Real Techniques Detailer Brush. This guy right here. Alright, so then we get to the finishing touches like bindies and dots, tribal tattoos if you do facial tattoo stuff. Alright, I have my Revlon Color Stay Liquid eye pen. And I like to maybe put a few little dots out here. So I have my dots. And then I have put away my lash glue. Here we go. And then my bindi. So that's it. That's the finished look. This is my routine. It takes me maybe 45 minutes on average, less if everything's behaving, more if they're not behaving, and lashes in particular being a real pain in the butt. But if it all comes together, you know, it doesn't take too terribly long, but the key to getting that fast is practice, doing it a lot, and playing. Like, I will take afternoons and I'll just pull out all my stuff and experiment with different looks. What looks good on my face and my particular face shape and my particular style of belly dance wear and hair and accessories, all that's going to be different for everyone. So this look may not translate perfectly to you, and you'll only know that by playing and experimenting. So I hope that this encourages you to experiment a little bit. If you use any or all of this tutorial, I would love to hear how it goes. Also, if you have any questions, I would love to hear those, all in the contents below. And, you know, visit beautyalong.com. We'd love to see you there. We're on Facebook as well. We love to geek out about makeup and share ideas with one another. I'd sure love to hear some of your tips and tricks. And until I see you again, thanks for stopping by.